All right. Welcome to
No,
episode.
you gotta start over because I burped while you said that.
Hey, welcome back to the Hat Trick Podcast.
Hat Trick
welcome,
Podcast.
boys.
Hat Trick Podcast.
Episode 3. How y'all feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Me
Feeling
too. I'm hyped up on muscle milk.
Muscle Milk. Sponsored.
I'm hooked up.
I'm hooked up.
I'm all hooked up.
He's good.
I'm
On
hyped
coffee.
up on producer Noah's coffee that he
Producer
gave me.
Noah's Coffee. Sponsored by producer Noah.
Who apparently quit because he couldn't handle last episode.
Maybe.
Goodbye, producer Noah.
He'll be back.
They must be brothers.
Bow.
Notice how the blondes said the same thing at the same time, and I was not included.
Yeah, because you're not
Yeah.
blonde.
It's because you're not blind.
Yeah.
Pretty much how that goes.
Before we started, we watched the Vine where the kid was full of peanut butter, and his mom.
good?
If you haven't seen it, maybe in the description of like.
We'll put it in the
Put a
show
link.
notes.
Who has the best? I don't know.
All right, we should move along.
Yeah, people
Alright.
already know what the world's going on.
So I had a thought last night as I was drifting off to sleep,
Okay.
as I often do.
Mm-hmm.
Have thoughts and drift off to sleep separately.
Really?
Yeah. I've been watching One Strange Rock lately.
Okay. Give context.
It's a new show on Netflix about the Earth, planet Earth,
And
and
a rock, right?
it's basically a big rock, and a bunch of astronauts
A
talk
big
about
flat rock.
a big, a big flat rock. Yep, clearly. And Will Smith is hosting it, and it's really great. Anyway, it got me to thinking. I don't know if this is like a bad question to ask. I'm asking it in a fun kind of manner.
Okay.
If you had to die in space, how would you want to do it?
Dude,
Because like there could be some fun things you could do.
I would just
If you're like, I'm gonna
straight
go
up-
out anyway, I might as well do one more fun thing in space.
I would do an infinite
Judah,
backflip.
you go first.
Yeah.
Infinite backflip, like one solid push off into the sun.
But
So you're just like,
but dude, you realize there's no going back. So like, if you can
Into
survive
the
for like
sun.
3 days without food or water, you're gonna be doing a backflip.
no, if I get bored and I'm sick of the backflip, just
I think
Okay.
my favorite part.
Well,
you
I
unscrew
think
the
my
helmet.
favorite part of it is going into the sun. Just like.
I'll get there eventually.
yeah, we're going to the.
At some point, you'll just be the people left on Earth will just sit there, just like looking at the sun as you do, and you just hear.
Yeah, you hear it.
and I'm
right?
out
You
there
hear
just doing what I do best.
it. So out
kinda
of,
like a
is that
buddy-
really your answer? Like out of anything?
I mean, what are you gonna do in space? And like, so are you in the space shuttle or are
You
you
have to
like
be in a
your
spacesuit because you will
Yeah,
disintegrate
you're either
really
suit-
fast.
either or.
otherwise, I
and
think.
you're just like you're sitting there, your space shuttle drives home, and you're sitting there on a satellite, and you're like, well, this is a predicament. So you either can accept your death like a loser or backflip into the sun.
there's only two options.
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
Like, or you could just go.
No,
take off your helmet.
that is one option.
Yeah.
What's your option, Justice?
You can't
really
top my
difficult.
option. You can't top it.
You're right.
Try and find something cooler. I dare you.
I mean, it would be kind of cool if you put like a superhero cape on, and then like dressed up like a superhero and pushed off like this, and you just be like continually flying in one direction forever.
Oh, yeah. Would the cape
Here's an option.
like? Yeah, it would probably fly.
I had another.
It wouldn't. I don't think it would like flap
because there's no
unless
wind.
you did like something where you put like a little fan that was solar powered on the back of you to like keep it going.
Yeah, there's no rules. You can do
Yeah,
whatever you
you
want.
get, so it looks like you're just continuously like flying.
So Justice would get a fan and have a cape on so that his cape flutters even though no one's watching. That's
Yeah.
cool. No, I like it. It's good.
Yeah.
What would you
Yeah.
do?
What would you do?
What's
I
your-
think I would pull a Wally and get a bunch of fire extinguishers, and I would just like go wherever the heck I wanted. Like first I would like
Oh,
orbit.
I thought you meant like you're dead already. Like pretty much dead.
What? No.
Yeah, that's.
Oh.
I thought it was like you have 5 minutes before you have to
Oh,
make
yeah.
a
okay.
choice.
Sorry. Let me help you guys out. You're in space, and they're like, "Yo, you can't go home. We're out of food. We can't go
Oh,
back to
That
Earth.
helps.
You have to die, but you might as well have some fun first."
Oh.
Yeah.
And so I think I would grab like a fire extinguisher. Actually,
Yeah.
no. if I knew this was gonna happen, I would get an actual jetpack. But I don't know. Fire extinguisher would be fun.
It could leave a cool trail.
And then I would like orbit the Earth for a while, just check everything out, get
Yeah,
as close as I could.
You could just get close and it would drag you back to Earth. And then as you're falling super fast and
You'd
fire,
burn up.
fire extinguishers.
oh my
So
word.
you're going down. There's a lot of fire on you. You just point that thing towards you, put yourself out, bloop, right into the ocean. They rescue you. You're a
Yeah.
hero.
You're still alive. Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I really think you'd be going like thousands of miles an hour, and
Fire
hitting the
extinguisher.
ocean
What's
would
the problem
probably
here?
kill you, right?
Backflip into the sun. Final answer.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, cool. I think it's cool.
Yeah, well, I hope this never happens, but we're
Yeah.
prepared if it does.
Yeah.
I
I
was-
also thought like the whole black hole thing.
If you can
Like where
find
does
one.
it go?
Yeah,
Like what if?
like in Interstellar where he actually goes in one.
Another
He's like,
dimension.
"Ah."
And he's like the air.
Yeah,
I got too complicated.
Okay.
I didn't think just something where I would be able to see like a really cool like view would probably be like actual real answer.
yeah.
That'd be
Because you
cool.
really can't go to the sun because it's like
Yeah, it's too far away.
a light year away or
Yeah,
something, or
you-
probably less. But you wouldn't really make it that long. You only get like 3 days to travel, and then you're dead.
Yeah.
What if you come across aliens though, and they rescue you, and you become their king?
Well, if you watched One Strange Rock, you would realize how unlikely it would be to run into an alien.
But also, how likely is it that a music producer gets sent to space and gets trapped?
Wow, he's got a really good point.
Jeez, okay. Well, I'm gonna make that happen just to prove you wrong.
Okay, dare you. Triple dog dare.
All right.
In reality, would either of you actually, if you had an opportunity, would you go to space?
Yes. If
This is for real, dude.
if it was
It's
extremely
real.
safe and there was like
Extremely safe.
at least a 90% chance that I would return safely, like that's 90% is how low I would go. I think I would definitely take the opportunity because like you could potentially take like a year off your life to do this, but like how many people get to go to space and like
Not very many.
hang out there for like a year? Like people study abroad for a year, but like I studied in space. You
Study
idiot.
a space.
You know
for a
French,
year.
but I know space.
I've always wanted to have zero gravity.
I know
That'd be
that's
fun.
like everyone's dream.
Yeah.
Here's my little question. This isn't my daily question, but have you guys ever had a dream where like you're falling and like you catch something before you hit the ground and you like flex your muscles and you wake up and you're just like tense as a rock? Like you're falling and like you grab like a bar that's sitting there before you hit the ground and you wake up and all your muscles are like fully like tensed out.
You grab something?
Yeah, like you're falling.
I don't
'Cause
think
I
I
had-
ever grabbed something.
I had a reoccurring dream when I was younger. They're like, you know the Star Wars movie where Luke's like, no! And he
Yeah.
jumps down that pit. And then he's just like, ah! And then he grabs that like wire
my
thing,
God,
like the
no.
antenna, like the Death Star's antenna thing.
Yeah.
And he's just sitting there without a hand. And then like the Millennium Falcon comes and like rescues him.
Mm-hmm.
So I had like this reoccurring dream where I was either falling down that tunnel or the one after Qui-Gon Jinn gets
They're both Star
like he
Wars
dies. Yeah, and like you know
scenarios.
how like he grabs like that thing, Obi-Wan, and then he
Yeah.
like does a backflip and cuts Darth Maul. Well, like I had this recurring dream that I'd be falling and there'd be this one singular bar
Yeah.
I grab onto and I would wake up like with my arms out like fully tense, like
Really?
I actually grabbed it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I've definitely had dreams where you wake up and you were like, what the heck? I thought that was real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when you fall.
But like you grab it in your dream and
You
all of
wake
a
up-
sudden you're just like
You wake up and you're actually like in that
Yeah.
position.
it's cool.
Huh.
I've never.
I was actually thinking last night, like we fall asleep every single night, hopefully, and like you never can actually know at what point you fell asleep.
Yeah.
But I've been trying really hard to catch myself,
yeah.
and like I started noticing like how your mind starts imagining weird things, but it seems normal.
Yeah.
But then if you like snap out of it and you wake up again, you're like, whoa, what the frick was I just thinking about?
Yeah,
And
dude.
it seemed like a total normal thought, but now that I think about it, it was not normal at
So
all.
when I was in college, I learned how to have a power nap. And the thing about power naps is that you can sleep, like fall asleep within like, it just happened today actually. I took a nap. I fell asleep and I set an alarm for 15 minutes. I woke up after it had been 10 minutes and thought I'd been sleeping for like an hour. And I looked at my timer and it still had 5 minutes. And I was like, that was 10 minutes? And like in college, I learned how to take these power naps where I like fell asleep within like 15 minutes. And I would actually be able to catch myself in this state of like really weird thoughts, and that's how I knew that I was like almost falling asleep.
Wild thoughts. Yeah, dude, I've had it before, like when you start saying something
Yeah.
over and over, like a combination of words, and
Ice cream pig. Ice cream
yeah,
pig. Ice cream pig.
like peanut butter rocks. Peanut
Peanut butter
butter rocks.
rocks. Cats have socks. I'm a chicken man. I can do this.
And it's
Garbage
like,
can.
and it makes sense to you, and then you wake
Yeah.
up and you're like, what the frick?
Here's a good one.
Oh, wait, I remember. Wait, sorry. I was telling
No, it's
Justice
okay.
a little while ago that I woke up thinking that peanut butter was just mashed potatoes, but peanuts instead. And like that was the thought that I had while I was drifting off to sleep, and it just made so much sense to me. I was like, oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Like peanut
Hang out
butter.
with more people, dog.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Yeah, I think I've just noticed when I've been like so dead tired that I'm like almost can sleep anywhere, that's when I can catch that process a little bit more.
Mhm.
But when it's more natural, yeah, like you just really don't even realize the transition between like being awake and then the next morning you're like up, which is really weird.
Yeah.
All right, here's a good one for you. When we were doing, I don't know if you were in it that year, but when we were doing HPA, like the
Homeschool Performing Arts.
It's like drama.
one
for
of the
homeschoolers.
instructors, Anna, like was like, "Oh, have you guys ever taken a yoga nap before? They're crazy." And we were all like, "What's a yoga nap?" And like you sit there with like your back down, like so you're looking straight up.
Horizontal.
Yeah, and you put your palms out
Yeah.
and you control your breathing.
Okay.
So basically you're lying down like you just got hit by a bus. And you just sit there and you breathe really steadily until you fall asleep. And like everyone
Isn't that
did
just
that.
a normal nap?
No, but like you control your breathing and like you're all spread out.
Okay.
So all your like energy is all like distributed throughout your entire body.
Oh.
And like it's supposed to like be a super calming, like make you feel super alive nap when you wake up. But like I've done that before. And I had the
Did it work?
opposite experience, dude. It literally like you probably thought I was on drugs when I woke up. Like I had to have I think Landon and someone else like was like picking me up and like dragging me to the cafeteria during show week because I was like, what? And I was like, when I woke up, I like it felt like I was on something, and where I was just like, it doesn't. What?
Dude, I can
couldn't even
relate.
stand up on my own, and they
I
were
wonder-
like carrying me. It was the weirdest thing.
I wonder if your like blood flow got cut off to your like brain.
Yeah, and I
'Cause
was just,
I've
like,
had that before.
spaced like crazy.
Like I was taking a nap in my parents' house, and I was wearing a shirt that had like a bunch of little lobsters on it. It's really neat.
lobster shirt.
Yeah. And I woke up, and I legitimately saw a big lobster in front, like at the foot of my bed, like dancing around in the air. But it was such a weird experience because like
Oh man.
usually when you're dreaming, you wake up and you're like, oh, what the frick? That was a dream. Okay, whatever. But this time, like, I woke up and then I saw the lobster. And I was like,
Maybe it
wait,
was
is
real.
this a for real lobster?
Wait.
Like, what? But I was
Is
like, I
dancing
think
lobster for real?
I almost wonder like if my eyes were actually open because I did see the room exactly how it was.
Yeah.
But I also saw lobster. And then eventually the lobster was gone, and then I could.
What if you wake up in a dream and never realize that you wake up? So you're still dreaming and you live your entire day in the dream and you never realize. Is that how comas work? Like you're in a coma, you're like, you think you're alive and like, I mean, you're alive, but like you think you're experiencing your life. Like there's a lot of TV shows where like The Walking Dead, for example, like everyone has a fan theory that like Rick, the main character, because in the beginning of the show, he gets shot and he gets in a coma. Then when he wakes up, the zombie apocalypse is happening. But like a lot of fan theories are like saying that he was in a coma the entire time and was just like living the whole experience in his head. And like I wonder if that's like a thing that happens to people who are in comas. So like, what if like your lobster thing? Like, what if in your dream you woke
Dude, what
up?
if you were in a coma?
Dude,
Maybe.
what if you're in a coma
What classifies a coma?
when
I
you're?
don't think
you're
we're qualified to actually
I'm
define.
gonna
I don't know.
while you keep talking, I'm gonna Google search it.
Let's have our best guesses. I think a coma is when
No, I don't want to.
Your
'cause
brain
I know
doesn't have
someone
enough-
who knows what a coma is going to be like, wow.
your brain
nice
doesn't
guess,
have
Justice.
enough activity, and like all your organs are like pumping blood and everything like so slow that like you won't wake up, but you're still like
Well,
with it.
here's a thought. My roommate Gabe, he was telling me that our brains actually like store information from everything that we experience. Like, it's all there. We just have trouble as humans, like, recalling everything. And so if you've been in a room enough times, like, your brain kind of has stored the information of that room. And so I don't really see how it would be improbable that your brain would, like, see the room as it was, because it actually has actually, like, seen the depth of everything and probably recorded that information.
It's true.
And so it's probably possible that you actually did, like, you weren't literally looking, but, like, you knew exactly how it was. Because I've had dreams where I was in, like, our old house. Yeah. And I knew it was our house, but it looked completely different. But I've also had dreams where it was our old house and it like looked just like the old house.
Yeah, I always get surprised when my dream is super realistic because I'm like, wow, my brain made that in my dream. Yeah. And I'm like, wait, I could do that while I'm awake. So why is it that's so weird?
Here's a mind breaker. I know
By the way, a coma is a deep unconsciousness that lasts for a prolonged and indefinite period caused by severe injury or illness.
Okay.
So I don't think I had a coma unless I got injured.
Someone
like
hit
while
you.
I was
I
maybe
had a coma either.
So here's a big. I know people have written like stories about it and stuff, but like, what if when you sleep, your other reality wakes up? So what happens in your dreams is your other reality experiencing life. It's like when you fall asleep. You know how like in Stranger Things, like there's 2 different worlds that like they go to. And like all the Demogorgons and stuff like live in like the shadow reality
world,
the opposite world.
So like, what if your dream world has like different rules and like laws of gravity? Like kind of like people don't know where a black hole goes, but like what if it goes to like the opposing universe or like the opposite of what we live in? So like, what if when you dream, you wake up in your other reality, and then when you fall asleep in that reality, you wake up in this reality?
Yeah. So like when you wake up in the morning, your dream self is like dreaming what you're doing now.
Yeah.
Probably not, but that's a cool thought.
Yeah, like I know there's a book about it,
thought.
But like, what if that was real?
That would be wild.
That would be wild.
I have a very interesting comment from one of our YouTube comments. By the way, I just noticed that our first podcast has 1 dislike.
Ooh.
Not to be negative or anything. I mean, we do have like 10.
Oh no, we'll find you. And we'll love you, because that's what... We're lovers, not fighters.
Okay.
Except for me, I'm super awesome.
Justin Fleezer says,
Justin.
Do you guys believe that the letter Q makes the same sound as a C and a K? If you take out the required U after the Q, it's just left sounding like a very aggressive C or K.
Q.
So I think he's referring to like when you spell thick, like you could spell it THIQ. And
thick. It would still sound the same.
Yeah. I would say that, yes, I do believe in that.
So he's saying, do you believe that the letter Q is the same sound?
Yeah, if you take away the U afterward.
Well, if you don't say the letter Q and you say like thick.
Yeah, THIQ, it works. And if you wanted to say unique, you could maybe reverse it in like UNICK.
Unique.
Oh, that's unique.
Yeah.
That means something different.
Yeah, that's a really interesting question.
Thank you for that, Justin.
Yeah, that
thoroughly blew our minds.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say about that. I don't think I'm qualified to talk about this.
Like Q, like...
But like Q,
C,
the nature of Q
quit
is like the nature of Q is arranged in that certain order, and it has its purpose.
QU?
Like most things are spelled with Q.
No, like
and
Q,
U.
like queen.
Yeah.
You wouldn't spell it CKUEEN.
But you could
though. You could.
I guess so.
You could do CKW.
I guess the rules apply.
You could do CKWEEN. Queen.
Oh, okay. Wait, how about this?
Okay.
Maybe we should change it to the Hat Trick Podcast, but it's HATTRIQ. Dude, okay, because there's a couple other Hat Trick podcasts out there, and so maybe we should change it to.
Honestly, I'm not opposed to it.
We can fight them though. We'll
Hat Trick.
We'll have like a battle royale. We'll get like a circle, with a bunch of weapons, and we'll fight for the
domain.
Name. Yeah,
domain
name. Or we could just make a website and be famous and be like, hey, suck it. We have more
subscribers.
We have more likes and subscribers.
So I have an interesting thought that I wanted to bring up.
I have another comment when you're done with that.
Oh, let's start with a comment.
Yeah, let's
Comment.
don't forget your knowledge that you're about to share.
I won't on my phone.
All right, so our next comment is from Kenzuru, creative name, 10 points.
Shout out.
If you could only eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be? And then she has a couple on here. I'm assuming it's a girl, but it could be a guy. So, I don't know what to say there. I'm just gonna say her because the profile picture kind of looks like a
Okay,
a
that's
girl.
fair.
So we're gonna stick to 2 of these questions. She asked like a ton of them, which we can only get to 2 of them right now. But one of them is, if you could only eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be? And the second one was, if you had to get rid of one of your senses, what would it be? Like your eyesight or your smell or something. So the food one, we'll tackle that first. I think
Chipotle.
Chipotle, really?
Yeah,
Oh, dude.
I think
Wow.
so.
Yeah.
I think I would have to stick with a surf and turf meal. Producer
Ooh,
Noah
Producer
makes
Noah.
the best meal ever.
Oh.
It's
Producer
called,
Noah
what's it
is not
called?
only a producer, he is an amazing chef.
Yeah.
Shout out to Producer Noah. He
He's
made the
so
best
good.
meal of all time last week. We called it the death row because it's what inmates would probably
was it?
order before they die. It was a beautifully cooked steak, shrimp that had like citrus juices, like grapefruit and lime sprinkled on it with like seasoning and butter. It's delicious. And
I
you
wish I was there
cook
for
chopped
that.
up zucchini with stuff on it, potatoes on it. Oh! It was good.
It was that good.
It was great. I would eat that for
Just
the
as
rest of my
quickly.
life probably.
Yeah.
You have to answer.
Oh.
Go. Say it. Go.
You
No.
don't think.
Nope. No thinking.
Don't
Okay.
think.
Last meal. You're
What
about
is
to
it?
get the electric chair.
Last
What do
meal.
you
Is it?
think?
That's
What
not
do
the
you eat?
question.
What is it?
Favorite meal, rest of your
Tell
life.
us
Chicken
now.
Alfredo.
Chicken
Okay,
Alfredo.
cool.
All right.
Chicken Alfredo is just
I would
so good.
lose when it comes to senses.
No food. Oh yeah, you said.
I said
Okay,
Chipotle.
just keep going. Don't even.
Definitely not taste, because
I
then I wouldn't be able to
probably would have
taste.
said Chipotle, but you chose it.
Ooh,
What?
I mean, you can like
but
the same thing.
if I had to lose my taste, then my favorite meal wouldn't matter. And so I could choose the healthiest meal possible, but I
Yeah.
wouldn't have to taste it.
Yeah.
Mm. So when you have extra energy when you're in space, so you can survive for like 6 days,
Yeah.
double your lifespan. I think I would lose. That's a hard one because like I kind of need my hearing,
Man.
kind of need my eyesight. Smell would be a thing. I mean, obviously you can't lose touch because you need that.
Mm.
But like, how many senses do you have? Like, you have quite a few of them, but they all
There's
play.
five.
Question of the hour. How many senses?
Yeah.
I would lose my sixth sense.
I
That's my
think
choice.
that I would concur with yours, Asher. I think I would lose my sense of taste.
So that you
smell.
can
I
eat-
think smell and taste are kind of connected.
Yeah, that'd be weird if you could smell but not taste.
I love being able to smell things, but I'm such a visual person that I would be really sad if I couldn't see things. And I also love sound and like matching those two up. So I would probably say losing my sense of smell or taste if they're connected.
I feel like
Alright.
I'd rather lose taste than smell because, like, can you taste without smell? Is that a
Probably
thing?
not.
So like, if you get rid of smell, then you kind of lose taste and smell. Like, because I feel like without the smell, the taste just like like it would be really weird and hard to put your finger on. So I feel like losing taste is the best option.
Plus, if you lost your sense of smell, you wouldn't be able to smell like nasty stuff.
yeah,
Too.
That
So
would be
that's a
nice.
win.
Yeah.
but you also wouldn't be able to smell like good stuff like flowers and girls and stuff.
That's true.
Girls smell
Yeah.
nice
They
Yeah.
do.
unless
All right,
they
just
don't.
as well as your thought.
Oh, so my thought is more of like just an interesting thing that happens in everyday communication, at least in our culture. And I just want to hear your guys' thoughts on this because I have a friend named Nino. He's from China. And he said one of the interesting things when he came to the States, because he went to the same college that I went to, is that people in the States or in Western Michigan will be like, walk by someone and say, how you doing? Like, how are you doing? And they'll say, good. And they'll keep walking. And my friend Nino, he's from China. He was like, I don't understand that. Like, why would you ask someone how they are if you didn't mean it?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make any sense. And it just seems like, why would you address someone if you weren't actually going to address them? Like, especially, like, why would you ask how they're doing? So my question is, like, what's up with asking how someone is, like, how someone is doing if you don't mean it? And like, why do we do that? Like, it's kind of weird that we do that all the time. We actually don't mean it. And then when you do mean it, how much is appropriate to expect someone to share? Like, if you want them to actually tell you how you're doing, like where's that limit of like dumping your guts on someone, like how your day's actually going?
Right, like you usually don't want to know when you ask
Yeah,
someone.
but you want to have someone like answer you genuinely, but you don't necessarily want them to spill their entire like guts on you. So like, what's the appropriate balance?
I think the only reason I ever say it is because that's just what we do in America.
Yeah,
And so, like, when you grow up and you learn things as a kid, people just do that. And then you grow up and you're like, oh, I guess that's what we do.
yeah,
And then you're like, hey, how's it going?
yeah,
And I usually don't really mean it. I'm just like, hey, like, I'm just trying to interact
It's being
without.
polite and like treating others with respect, even if you don't care. Like you still want to like make a person feel validated. And,
right.
Yeah, how did
that
it
they're
start? Like,
human.
why did Americans decide that they wanted to do that?
I mean, it's
That's a good
it's
question.
a lot easier to go up to someone and be like, "Hey, how's it going?" and walk away than like
Yeah.
just look at them and glare at them. So they're like, "Oh my god."
I mean, you could just say hi.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
guess. It's kind of a hard
They'd be
question
like,
'cause
hi,
yeah.
hi.
it's like
Yeah.
And then
it's
you're
like
gone.
based
Yeah.
on situation, I guess. Because like, if it's someone that you know personally, you'd be like, "Oh, how's it going?" and you talk to them for a little bit, and you like may move on to the next person
Yeah.
depending on the situation. But if you don't know them, you probably feel less inclined to be like, "How's it going?" Or like, if you say, "How's it going?" with a random person, you're probably just expecting to get a good.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, I would say we often say, how's it going to people we know and like friends, and we respond with the same like simple, like surface level, like hi kind of way.
I think to make it all easier, we should, every time someone says, how are you doing? We should just say,
Probably work. Probably work good.
It's just like a mutually like understood thing.
Then it's not like a bad thing or good thing because I think the baby in the video was having a good time and his peanut butter because he was just like,
It was like, how does that feel? And she knew what he meant.
yeah. So like,
Advanced communication.
it was
from
like he
babies.
wasn't super down for it.
We
but
should
he was
learn from
also
babies. Because the baby
Learn from us. but
baby hasn't learned the American way of saying how's it going yet. So
Right.
he came up with that.
Yeah,
He was just like, So maybe we should be learning from the babies.
genius.
maybe. So should we say how's it going if we don't mean it, or should we come up with a different thing to say?
I mean, I say, "What's up?" Hey man, what's up? Like,
Well, good.
yeah. Like I feel like I'm not always like, "How are you?" Because people have told me I'm not crazy approachable. So I'm normally like, "What's up?"
That's all, dude.
So I feel like it's personal, and it
It's a
Compares
very
on the-
personal question that you ask
depends on the
strangers.
person. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's people like I feel like you would come up to someone and be like, "Hey, how's your life?"
Yeah.
Sit down and talk to me for a while. They'd be like, "What's up?" Because like sometimes I don't feel like
Yeah.
talking to a random person for 20 minutes. But then Asher could be like, "Hey, how you doing?"
That's pretty accurate what I would probably say.
Yeah, so
But-
like, it depends on the person.
Even though, like, when I do actually want to know how someone's doing, I usually, like, almost every time have to ask them another time or, like, say something like, how are you really doing, to actually have them answer honestly, because in our culture, we're so stuck on replying with good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even with Rebecca, my girlfriend, I'll ask her how she's doing, and she'll say good. And I could tell, like, something's like going on, and so I want to like pry, and I have to pry more, and it's not like, it's just something in our culture we do. We just reply with good. And do you think it's not just a cultural thing, but also like we're just kind of like aren't used to sharing how we're doing?
Mm. I think so. I think it's a form of keeping things surface level, so you don't are just like,
Right.
"Hey," and the other person's like, "It's because he left me,"
Right.
like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you could just go from like it's a neutral greeting that
Yeah.
you can give anyone.
Right. Which
That's,
I
like,
think is
it can
what.
either be good or bad, but like if you don't want to get deep with the person, it's like a really easy answer.
Yeah, and I think we use it that way. Like we use it as a hey. Like how's
Yeah.
it going is like a hey.
It's just
But
where you grow up.
It takes somebody like from a different country to come here and learn our language and to hear us say it and be like, that logically like doesn't make sense to ask someone that question that you don't even know and you don't plan on talking to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We're just like, oh yeah, it's just what we do. Whatever.
I know it's different for the state you're in too. Like I'm pretty sure in like New York City, people wouldn't say that to you. They just like bump into you and be like, "Get out of my way." But like, so like each state has like their different quirks.
Yeah.
Like in Michigan, we go, "Oh,"
Yeah.
when we like bump into someone.
Yeah.
So I think it just depends on
Doodle
where
dance.
you are. Oh, like if I were to be like knocking into Asher right now, I'd be, "Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, dude." but like not other states. Like I don't think they.
Yeah, I don't necessarily know if other states do that. I feel like they probably do, but I just think it's interesting. And do you think that knowing that from like a person from a different country viewing that and being like, why do you ask someone that question if you don't mean it? Do you think that you personally should like, if you don't mean that, you should like come up with something different to say?
I think he's just trying to be polite. And I think there's no harm in trying to be polite. Like even if they just answer with good, like you don't have to have a deep conversation with everyone.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you just say, how's it going? And they say good, you're like, cool. Like it's just a polite thing.
Yeah.
And it's just something to say that's not like, what are you doing? Or like being rude. It's just like a really basic entry level conversation that's like just meant for like a casual greeting. Because like if you know the person really well or if you don't know them at all, like your greeting could be totally different. So like if you know them well, you'd be like, how's it going? Like how's your day going? Like, you ask them like different sorts of questions.
Yeah.
But if you don't really know them, you can just be like, how are you?
Yeah.
If they say good, that's all you're looking for.
Well, I think sometimes people want to like be there for their friends, people they're close to, and so they'll ask that question. What they need to realize is that in our culture, that question isn't the deep question. It's a very social, like it's a very shallow question.
Yeah.
So if I really want to know how you're doing, Asher, and I said, I actually sincerely wanted to know like what's going on in your life, and I said, how are you doing? You are most likely 100% going to say good, and you're not going to open up. So I've got to know that if I really want to know how you're doing, I'm going to need to use something different because in our culture, like we're so used to that phrase as being like so shallow that we're not even going to go, like the person receiving that question isn't actually going to go deep because it's just a good.
Yeah.
I'm just going to start asking people how the heck they are. Hey, how the heck are you?
That's the same thing though. We should say something like good day.
Good day.
Good day.
Right. Like something
Top of the
that's more
morning to
like
you.
that's more
That's so nice. It's like top of the morning to you. It's like,
said that
hey,
to a
I hope
lady
you have
one
the
time.
best morning.
Yeah, like in Europe,
Doesn't work.
some parts of Europe, like
said
people
that to a
say
lady on
cheers.
St.
Like,
Patrick's Day, and she
have you guys
can't
ever
even
had
read
someone
that.
say cheers to you? Like cheers.
Cheers.
Like it feels so lighthearted and then like
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheerio.
cheers.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Cheerio.
Cheers is
I just
good.
feel like for me, I care a lot about how people are doing, and sometimes I actually want to ask that. And so if I really mean like, hey, I want to try to maybe come up with a different phrase that's like more like lighthearted and like, you know what I mean? Instead of saying like, how are you doing if you don't mean it? Because that's kind of like,
Solid,
I mean?
dude.
Well,
it really,
Good
if you
saw.
think about it, it doesn't really make sense.
No, it doesn't. I think we have plenty of options. We don't have to say how are
we
you.
have so many
surface
options.
level.
Good
but
day.
I just
That's
think it's
solid.
something that most people relate to because they hear that question like a million times all the time from strangers. But if you really think about it, I think it takes like someone from the outside coming in to be like, whoa, why would you say that? Like, doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh my gosh, you're right. Like, why would I ask someone I don't know how they're doing if I don't really want to know how they're doing?
That's why you just stick up your fist and you're like,
Bruh.
you may pass if you defeat me in hand-to-hand combat. That's how you spice things up.
Every stranger.
All right. Oh, that last guy was really good. All right. Do you want to pass? Come on.
Come on.
It just depends on situation. We took a little short break. Asher needed to put on some chapstick, so he's all ready to talk. And now we are zeroing in on my legitimate question. This question,
Legit.
my-
that
one was
question
not
not legitimate?
no, like because I've
Oh,
had
gosh.
other topics that are brought up already, but
Okay.
this was like the main
This is
one
your
that I've
legitimate
thought
question.
about.
Okay, let's.
So this one, I had the help from my sweetheart Jenna. She helped me pick this topic.
Good.
So, what are some of your quirks or like pet peeves that you have? Like, what's something that like you do that's like not super normal, but like you've always done it, so you think it's normal, and people are like, "What are you doing?"
Wait, so this isn't what do you find annoying about other people? Like this
It can be both.
Which
So,
one do we start with?
The quirks.
So what do you do?
Yeah. Like, so like, what do you do that's like something that you always do, like a creature of habit, and like you feel uncomfortable not doing, or like it's just something that you've always done that's kind of like ritualistic for you?
I'm sure I have so many.
Do you not want to go first? You stressing out?
I haven't thought of one yet.
I know of one
All right.
that I do that I just know about
Go for
myself. And I slouch a lot.
Slouch.
I've always and I have tried, and I think I'm getting better at thinking about it during the day, but like I slouch a lot. And so I think that's just like something I've always done. and you can kind of see it. I feel like I never notice it because I just feel relaxed.
Yeah.
But like I've had people comment on it, or like I've seen it in photos. I'm like, oh my gosh, I freaking slouch all the time, and it's kind of like iconic for me.
The iconic Justice
Yeah,
slouch.
just freaking
Slouch.
hunchback over here. I
Justice
think it's getting
slouch.
better, but that's one thing that I can think of that
It smells like
is
chapstick in here now.
Actually, it doesn't smell good. My chapstick is like healthy chapstick. Healthy stuff never smells good.
It smells kind of like honey.
No, that's not my chapstick then.
All right, we're
It's
just
not
gonna.
me. Who else?
John, your turn. Or while you're thinking, I can go.
Yeah.
It's kind of
go
a
ahead.
So one
difficult
of
question
my
'cause-
one of my things that we were just saying, I
Mhm.
forgot what the word was.
Quirks.
Quirk.
One of my quirks.
Quirk spelled with a Q.
with a CK.
No, quirk.
Quirks.
Okay.
Quirks.
Quirk with two Q's.
QUIRQ.
With
K
two
K
Qs.
K K K.
Quirk.
All right, so one of
No,
my
that-
one of my
Judah,
quirks-
No, no.
We have to cut that out now.
Yeah.
What? Oh. Oh, sorry. You can just bleep that. Like we should just bleep that.
Yeah, we should.
Sorry, that was not intentional.
You can go ahead.
Okay.
What was your thing?
So like one of my things is I get really uncomfortable if I don't have socks on. Like I
Really?
really don't like walking around barefoot, which like makes me completely set apart from producer Noah because his feet are always exposed and he has rock hard. Like you could shoot his feet and they'd be fine.
Probably.
But like my feet,
Houses.
I always want to like even if like I get home and I take my socks off after work or something and like I'll change or like after a shower, if I don't have socks on after a while, like I get really uncomfortable.
Huh.
And like my feet get cold and like I feel like I have to have socks on to be comfortable.
Really?
Like I won't sleep with socks on, but like I feel like I have to have socks on when I'm just chilling. Otherwise I'm uncomfortable. Like I don't like walking around with shorts on without socks on. Like I feel like I always have to have something on my feet. Otherwise I just like I feel like something's missing and I need to fix it.
It's interesting.
I thought of some. I don't know why this is, but I'm so unbelievably lazy when it comes to clothes. So that like I always prefer sweatshirts with a zipper because then you can like just put it on.
Yeah.
Like you can just like grab it and then put it on
totally
and not have it
different.
over your head.
I don't
And,
do
like,
zippers.
And like if I have a sweatshirt that doesn't have zippers and I'm cold,
Yeah.
I like don't even put the sweatshirt on because I don't feel like putting it over my head. It's
Really?
so lame because it takes like 2 seconds, but like
Yeah.
I'm just like I need to find something that I can
So
just
you like walk
put on.
around and put way more work into
Yeah, and I
finding
never
one.
want to tie my shoes either. Like I always want to have them like
Oh,
loose
I
enough
do
so
that too.
I can slip them on.
It depends on the shoe. For me.
For me, like I don't want to tie my shoes.
Some shoes
I
look
just don't.
better
Like it
without
would take so.
tying, but other ones look better when they're
Yeah, I actually, now that you mention that, I do go in public places often without tying my shoes, and I don't really think about it, but it probably looks really lazy.
I mean, it's a style, like for sure. Like I have shoes that I won't tie.
No, I mean
But-
like they're already tied. I just slip them on. Like I have
Oh,
them loose
yeah.
enough so that I
I
can
mean,
just
that's
slip
fine.
them on.
Well,
That's just
yeah.
Because I'm
convenient.
too yeah.
So maybe like, I feel like we are going to notice each other's more. When it comes to these kind of things, you really don't even notice them because you do them so often. But
I have
Asher,
another one.
Asher
I
like
have another one, too.
oftentimes like has a water bottle.
Dude, you have a water bottle where is your water bottle?
You know what? It's right here.
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and he does that
always
thing. He like
has
flips it around.
He flips it and he's just like,
And then
"What?"
he like,
and he drops
if
it.
he's in a break of talking, he'd be like, and then you just hear twist, twist, twist.
You know what, guys?
Like that.
I drink 10 cups of water a day because of
good.
this bad boy, and I'm
Yeah.
healthy.
Yeah. But he just, when he's like at a break, it's just
And
iconic.
he always
just
does
has a
that,
water
too.
bottle. Yeah.
We're in a
Can't find my
pet peeve
checkbook.
territory. Yep, okay, well, I hope you don't mind
Don't mind
paying
paying change. Dude, I feel awkward when I'm not holding it.
Really?
Yeah, like if
Really?
I'm talking to someone
Yeah.
one-on-one and I don't have
like
my
your
water
thing?
bottle, I'm like,
Yeah.
It's like a it's like a
I don't know what
have
to do
that.
with my hands.
I have that with my hands. Like I have like
Like with your
compulsive-
phone?
compulsive hand disorder. Like I'll whip on my phone just so I
Is
need
that
to
really
do
a
something
thing?
with my hand. That's why
Yeah.
they have fidget spinners for people who
Yeah.
need to do something with
Dude,
their hands.
my water bottle is
Dude,
my spinner.
That's what I do. Like when I have 5 drumsticks in my hand, like I won't just like hold them. Like I have to like flip them or like move them around in my hand because my hands get bored and I need to like use my hands. Otherwise, that's why like I'll drum on a table or like I'll like do like a weird like cross my fingers or something because I always
Yeah.
have to do something with my hands. Otherwise, I get uncomfortable. And when I can't do something with my hands, like I do something with my mouth where I'm just like,
So I read a
do
book on body language, or I didn't really read it. I listened to it. It was an audiobook. Actually, you heard some of it.
yeah.
And it talked about how it's called like a pacifying thing that you do, and it relaxes you. So people like touch their hair,
I do that
or
too.
they're like, when they're talking, or like they'll grab their arm, And so people have stuff that like helps them relax.
I do it the whole
yeah,
entire podcast.
people like
Oh,
rub
like,
their
I have
legs.
these-
Yeah.
My
I have
pants
another
have
one.
like the weird like
So that's
things on them that
Yeah.
I can like scrape.
So
That's interesting.
whenever I talk to somebody like, and I'm a little bit uncomfortable, but like I like the conversation, but I'm not like super comfortable. I oftentimes will touch my face or like
I'll
touch
clap my
hair.
hands together. I'll be like, yeah, and I'll like kind of do that.
Yeah.
But another one of those weird body language things that I do, like growing up when I didn't like eating a food, or like I just needed to like eat it and like not focus on it, I would rub my thighs. It's like I would constantly
I do that
be
when I
like,
eat
be
vegetables.
doing
Yeah,
like that.
it's a
Like I'll
comfort
just
thing.
like I'll eat it and I'll just like to get my mind off it, and I'll
This
rub.
will
Yeah,
make it
I'll do it
better.
for such a
But
long time that my hands get so
It's
hot.
so
and they
crazy
it
because
hurts.
you start to notice people's things. So without getting too into it, there's a part of your brain called the limbic part of your brain, and it's like split second honest. And that's why when there's a surprising thing that happens, like, and you can like chill yourself after that.
Mom's whatever that's called is
the mom
is-
gap, dude. It's so
limbic part of the
terrifying.
brain. So
every time something happens, mom's like,
yeah, so
scared
everyone
me.
like that's why the FBI studies that, because when it comes to criminals, there is a split second you can like capture someone's like actual reaction. So if someone's uncomfortable, if you look at them, there's a good chance they're going to be doing something to pacify themselves, to like calm
Yeah.
themselves down. And so that makes sense that when you're eating vegetables that you were like rubbing your legs.
Unless I like the vegetables, then I rub my stomach.
bad
Right.
vegetables.
Yeah. But interestingly, people oftentimes will like move their feet when they're feeling good. And so if you I notice this all the time, when people are like eating ice cream or something they love, you'll see them like elevate their feet, which is what they said in the book. And like I see it all the time. Or if a girlfriend's with her boyfriend and she's like feeling really loved and like happy, you'll see her like lift her feet up and move it. And so,
That's so
we do
cute.
things like that. And so I would think that like when we're in conversations, yeah, when we're in conversations with people, that's probably when you're going to notice the weird things that we do, because like when we're talking to people, we're uncomfortable. We always do a thing.
I cross my arms and I sway when I'm like enjoying a conversation, like having fun. Like I'll like go like this and I'll like kind of like sway and like,
Yeah,
sway
I
my
think I've
feet
seen
a
you
little
do
bit.
that.
Thoroughly adorable.
Adorable. Shut up. It's
Apparently,
awesome.
I put my hands on my hips
It's cool.
when I'm like wrapping up a part of a conversation, because the girl at Chick-fil-A always makes fun of me. She always copies me because like I'll be on the headset and I'll be like, "Oh, this is your total seat at the window," and I like always finish it with like putting my hands on my
That's
hips.
sick. That's also adorable, man.
Oh, thanks. What were you gonna say
What
that
do
you
you do
do
that's
that
adorable?
you notice?
This isn't adorable, but it's pretty weird. Back to the like lazy thing.
Yeah.
I'm so freaking lazy about life that like I have a retainer
Yeah.
that you have to like brush,
Yeah.
otherwise it would be disgusting.
Yeah.
And I used to do it before bed. Like I would brush
Yeah.
my teeth and then I would brush my retainer
Yeah.
and then I would go to bed. But I noticed that I was always like annoyed at night. I was like, oh, I have to brush my teeth and brush my retainer. And like it would just be a little bit annoying for me.
Yeah.
Sometimes
And then
you
I
just gotta-
started doing it in the morning, so I brushed my retainer in the morning
Yeah.
instead. And I don't really want to do it in the morning, but I do it anyway. And then when I go to bed at night, like when I brush my teeth,
Yeah.
I'm about to brush my teeth and I'm like, oh yes, I only have to brush my teeth and then I
Dude,
can go to bed.
you know what's really funny about that? So when we used to live together at mom and dad's house, I would do mine in the morning after I woke up, and I told you about it.
I remember that.
You did? And you were like, no, I like
I
to do it at night.
Nah, bruh, I do it at night.
Yeah.
I'm also a creature
I'm so
of
glad
habit.
that you finally like came to my side.
Also, people
feel
who
really happy.
say that they've never gone a night without brushing their teeth are complete liars. Everyone has gone a night without brushing their teeth.
Yeah, you're just so
Yeah.
freaking like tired.
Yeah, and you're just like,
You
Screw
like-
it, man.
I
You like
honestly
feel crap
don't
on your
care.
teeth, and you're like, I don't
I
care.
don't
you,
even
you
care,
scratch
I'm
it off
going
so
to
you can't
bed.
feel it and you go to bed. But anyone who's like, oh, it's so gross, probably did it
I
last
never
night.
do that.
That's such a lie. That's the biggest lie ever.
You
They're like,
did it.
yeah,
Biggest lie of
I would never
2019.
I would never ever think about going to bed without brushing my teeth. Like that's disgusting. Like I can't believe anyone would do that. They did it last night.
Yeah.
They're just feeling bad.
So,
like,
did you
seriously.
recently have an experience?
I
where
did.
Yeah.
someone
Okay.
said that?
It's fresh.
You
that
don't have
night,
to name
the
them.
night that I was here when we did the last podcast. Oh, I'm talking about myself.
I mean, like, do you ever have people who brag about the fact that they don't ever miss a night
Yeah.
brushing your teeth?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
why. Like I recognize it.
Okay.
And I was talking to Jenna about this, and I was like, because I had confessed, I was like, I didn't brush my teeth last night, and I feel kind of gross in my teeth. And she was like, yeah, one time I didn't go like 4 days without brushing my teeth. I'm like, I'm pretty sure everyone has done that. Where it's like you get to that point where you're like, I don't really care, and you break your habit, and then you're like, wow, I'm an idiot. You brush your teeth
Yeah.
like 8 times.
Yeah.
But like the last time that I didn't brush my teeth before going to bed was when we were making episode 2 of our podcast. And I got home at like 12:30. I was like, I just like went in my bed. I slept with like I had laundry on my bed. I slept
Yeah.
with the laundry. I just didn't care. I was like, well, my teeth will be pretty much the same tomorrow. And I just brushed them in the morning and at like noon or something, or right when I got home from work, and I was like, fine.
Nice.
But like, it is a total thing where like anyone who says they don't brush their teeth, like they always brush their
Yeah, I
teeth
feel
all
that.
the time, and they never miss a night, are complete liars.
Probably.
It's totally like an ego thing. We're like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
perfect with my toothbrushing. That's not true. You've missed a night. You're not perfect.
I just thought of something. I bet people who are watching this on the video, by the way, like
If the camera's still rolling.
we're gonna eventually
It's still rolling.
figure it out so the video will be going the entire time. But I'm interested to know like what we do when we're in the podcast, like things that we do all the
I
time.
yawn a lot.
Go
dude.
ahead and comment.
Yeah,
if you see
comment
it.
like what you see, like weird things that we do while we're like talking with each other, and then we'll
Ooh, I have another thought.
what?
I'm wearing these socks right now. I'm lifting them up so you can see them in the camera.
Girl socks. They're actually amazing.
No show.
Don't
So
don't make
Justice
fun of
started
girl
wearing
socks.
these
Yes, thank you for giving me credit. For
ballerina
this.
socks, and we were making fun of him all the time
Oh,
because they
gosh,
look like
every single
ballerina
time.
shoes, and we're like, haha, you're wearing ballerina socks.
Dude, I wore them on spring break this year. They changed my life. They're
I think they're
amazing.
gonna become a big thing.
They're cool.
Because like I bought them
Yeah.
on Amazon and I put them on for the first time today. Not gonna lie, I felt like they were pretty feminine. I was like, I don't
Yeah.
know about this, man.
Yeah.
And I do still feel a little feminine at the moment.
That's the
because
first
of
thing you
these.
said to me when I walked in. You're like, they're so feminine. I'm like, dude, they changed
Yeah,
your
but
life,
dude,
though.
I think eventually they're gonna be cool.
I think they're cool.
Are they cool now? Like, are they a
I
thing
mean,
now?
no. People think they're stupid, but I think
Well,
they're cool. I've used
to
them.
me, like
I
I just
respect
like them
them.
because you can wear a low rise shoe
and it looks
and
good.
not see. I typically
Yeah, that's the
feel
main
like
thing.
It looks
about
good
I
and it
typically
feels
feel
good.
like your shoe looks cooler when you don't see your sock because it's hard to match your sock up with your shoe.
Unless you're really good at
Yeah.
that.
You know what? When it comes to the whole feminine thing, personally, I feel like if you're confident in your manhood, which
Yeah.
I
Doesn't
am,
matter.
you can do stuff that's feminine, and people might think you're feminine, but you can be like, "Yo, I'm confident, so who cares?"
I mean,
Yeah.
you take it to a certain point. Like, obviously, you don't start wearing dresses and be like,
Or bras or something.
I'm super. Shut up. I'm manly. I'm like,
I do
it looks
not-
a little weird.
I do not agree with male rompers.
Male rompers need
They
to
look
die.
quite silly.
They
Yeah.
didn't exist for very long, but which is a good
Nor
thing. but
should they have.
they needed to die. But there are certain things like the ballerina socks. Like, are you really less masculine because you wear?
I think to
Socks
me
that make
it's
your
more of
shoes
a
look better
practical
on
thing.
you.
It's not necessarily like just for looks. It's really
It
just more
is
of a
practical. It makes
thing.
your
Yeah.
shoes look better. It makes
Yeah.
your like if you wear shorts, it looks
and
better.
it's not just that it makes it look better, but they stink way less.
Yeah.
Like when you wear bare feet with your shoes to get that look.
It's always a bad
like,
idea.
It's bad.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm excited about these. I'm
Dude,
gonna wear them.
You know,
all
I'm
the
excited
time.
for you.
Thanks, man. Justice
Yeah.
finally got a win where like he was the first one to do
Yeah,
something.
He did
and
it, and I
Seriously.
followed it on spring break, and I'm not going back. Anytime I need to wear shorts, which I never wear shorts, but when I do wear shorts, I'm probably gonna wear the ballerina socks because they work and they're great.
I started
Yeah,
I support them.
for the sake of extending this. I started the plain hats thing for us, and then we started wearing. You guys started
Yeah.
wearing them.
I started the
Judas, what did you
the
start?
longer shirts.
Yeah.
The shirts that have like a split.
I bought one.
I was wearing them first.
at one point.
I was wearing
You
them
did
first time.
start some other.
I feel
stuff,
like I
though.
remember seeing them.
Oh no, underwear.
Judas awesome
started-
underwear, dude.
Yeah,
Main brand
no,
underwear.
No, but here's
It'll
the thing. No, I
change your
totally
life.
started it because my buddy owns Great Lakes Outposts, which is a outdoor retailer, and he gave
Sponsor
me
us.
some like exactly.
Stop, dude. Stop.
He gave us
That's making a
You're lying.
disgusting sound.
He gave us some. He gave me some really like high quality underwear when I was working there when he just first started, and I remember telling you guys about it. And that was before Judah was raving about underwear all the time.
But
Yeah,
who
but
made-
Judah buys,
who
like-
made it mainstream?
Judah buys
dog?
this stuff that like is for show. It's
You buy the-
expensive for
you buy,
show.
You buy
Yeah.
the Calvins. You buy the Tommies, the Tommy Hilfigers. Pair of Thieves. You introduced me to Pair of Thieves, but
I
I,
do like
introduced
that.
you to like
Yeah.
the main brand. I gave you a pair of Calvin Klein that I bought fresh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and like, I honestly feel like it makes me more confident, which is weird because nobody ever sees my underwear.
Yeah.
But like, it makes me feel better, and actually,
Okay.
it's amazing. Like you wouldn't think it would, but
Dang.
like you
I
wear
just
nice
love how
underwear,
passionate you are about
and
your
like you just
underwear.
kind of like feel good because like ain't nobody's gonna see it,
Yeah,
but like you
Yeah.
feel like you're feeling yourself, not in that way, but like it's kind of like you feel like you got something going on.
Yeah,
It's cool.
it definitely is a cool feeling when you like buy expensive underwear. It's kind of cool. We
and
should
like,
see if we
and
can
when
get
you
a
have
sponsor
nice shoes, Great Lakes
Yeah.
Outpost, Justice's friend Caleb, hook us up with a
or a
sponsor,
pair of thieves.
or Pair of Thieves, or Calvin Klein, or Tommy Hilfiger.
That would be
or...
We should just get sponsored by like
Anything.
local companies.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Well, either
I mean,
way,
if they want to.
like all three of us contribute in like a triangle fashion of like cool things. Like if someone
Yeah.
discovers a cool thing to do, like
Yeah.
we start a little
Yeah,
community.
it's kind of part of our little brotherhood that we've always had of just, I mean, like even thinking about Pokemon. I swear we've like brought up inmates in Pokemon in every single
That's what's up.
podcast. I don't know why.
I'll do
a
it.
thing,
Okay,
bro.
I bought Pokemon cards today. I'm sorry.
you did?
He bought a tin.
Dude, I bought a
giant
tin.
tin.
Actually
I
bought
did it
Pokemon cards.
for a creative outlet. I wanted to make a video and finally start
Did you
a YouTube
leave any
channel.
of the packs for me to open?
No, dude. Oh, should
I'm so
I
excited.
should I take all the crappy cards I got and put them in a pack and sell them to you for
Oh
full
my
price?
gosh.
I will.
Oh man.
I'll take it there.
Anyways, yeah, I think that's a thing. That's like just a cool like.
It's just our friendship that we kind of like. We go off stuff that each other
Yeah.
likes and we run with it. One thing, my last quirk that like before I forget because I feel like it was slipping away from my mind. I need to wear shirts that are longer because I have a weird shape in like torso where my body's like
Because of your big booty,
No, dude.
as we covered in the first episode.
Stop. But like my back arch
Big
is
booty
weird.
Judy.
Big
So like
booty.
when I wear shorter shirts, like I feel like I'm really like paranoid that like my shirt's like really not long enough in the back and stuff. So like one of my things like wearing socks, like I always have to wear a longer shirt.
Huh.
So it looks like I don't have like a weird back or like a pot belly or something because of how my like back arches.
It is pretty crazy that we buy shirts all the time that are like made pretty much for the masses, but humans are all different shapes and sizes. And I've bought shirts that I thought were cool, look cool, but don't fit me well.
Yeah.
But I've also bought shirts that I thought look cool that fit me amazing. And it is kind of interesting that most shirts, like the odds of you finding one that fit you, I feel like are pretty good. Like the fact that people design a shirt that can fit most people and look decent on most people, I feel like that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and when you
Little plug for AP merch.
AP
Yeah.
dude, get your AP merch.
Link in description.
We'll make better merch.
I really
like,
need to buy one. I haven't bought
We'll
one
get the
yet. I'm
merch
sorry.
game. And every podcast will be like, hey guys, welcome to the podcast merch. Yeah, on this
Merch.
topic, merch. We got new merch coming out.
Link
And
in
then
bio.
for the next topic, merch. Come get it. Like, we won't be like that, but that was just a joke that just went on too long. I'm sorry.
It's been 53 minutes.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Let's wrap it up.
All right,
Wrap it
so
up like a present.
wrapping it up, buy you some expensive underwear. I promise that it's worth it. Like, you may not care to whoever is hearing my words right now, but like, it's honestly a game
It's
changer.
nice.
It's nice. Like, you just feel good. Like, you wouldn't
He's nice.
you wouldn't cover your valuables in not good protection. You wouldn't like, you know what I'm saying?
Now this
Wait.
is turning into a commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you gotta like treat yourself sometimes. Get you some good underwear. That's my main takeaway. Do it.
All right.
It's worth it.
I think it depends on like if you like quality over just like it being like fancy. Like I love quality, and so my good pair of underwear is more of like super like high quality. I think
Back
Judah's
it
more
up.
of like the show.
I mean,
Like,
I got both.
and if that makes you feel good, then do that. But if you like the high quality, it's not necessarily how expensive it is. It's like it's high
So we're
quality.
not ending then?
No, just get you some good underwear, and we will see you next week.
See ya.
Peace.
See ya.